Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'd like to showcase probably the best base that I've ever created inside of Rust, especially the best duo base that I've ever made. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a base tour of this thing. So yeah, let's get into it. So starting off, we have two separate gates, one on each side, and both of these gates are connected to an external TC that is disconnectable. Now, what the external TC does is that it makes it so that if your base gets raided, raiders will have to go through the external in order to grief your base or to seal your base, which means that raiders cannot seal unless they get these two TCs as well as the main TC. And coming into gate, it's just a regular old gate, nothing fancy. You got some nice peaks into the compound. And here you're greeted with the base. Now, starting off, we have 4 compound turrets, one in each gate, and one on each of the wind turbine compartments. Okay, what this essentially does is that you have turrets holding every single side of the base, making it extremely difficult for raiders, both during an online and an offline raid, to actually get into your compound and actually start pounding your base with rockets. Other than that, this base has a lot of barbed wire or metal barricades that basically makes it really annoying for raiders to be able to climb up with ladders. The only way they can do that is through here, and it makes it very one-sided to raiders, depending on how they want to go about raiding your base and scouting your base and you know, stuff like that. So coming into the shell of the base, we have 4 entrances. And we have 4 shotgun traps guarding each part, or each entrance, so to speak. And inside the shell you have quite a lot of space, you have some nice peaks. And I think the biggest part of this shell are these little things right here. Now, I have made head glitch peaks here that allow you to, you know, see into your compound a little bit. And they also have these turrets that protects the entirety of the shell from basically all sides, which is really nice. And you can also fit refineries, planters, furnaces, and so on in here. So when you want to enter the base itself, we have some garage doors and also a flame trap or a flame turret. And coming up here, we have a little bit of you know, some cozy space. We can have some furnaces. You can have a computer station, your tier 3 workbench, and some boxes for some loot. So while I was making this base, I actually thought of something quite interesting, which was to split up the core into 2 different parts. So you can see here we have lots of boxes. So you can fit 7 boxes using the using a I don't know what it's called, but it's a special pack inside of Rust you can buy. And yeah, as you can see, there's TC. So I've essentially split the core into 2 parts, and I'm gonna explain why I did that. So the reason why I chose to split the core into 2 parts is because it makes it much more costly for raiders if they want to go through doors, but also through walls. So if a raider goes through the shell, comes in here, they have to pick which one of these garage doors that they want to blow through, basically. And they might start off blowing through here, going through here, coming down here, going through all this, and then they only got half your core, because the other half is on the other side, meaning that either they have to blow through another wall or through more doors, making it much more expensive to raid. Another feature this base has is some nice bedrooms on both sides, where you can fit both you and your duo. So you have 1 bedroom here with a locker, and then coming through this side you have another 2 beds and another locker, which makes it so that if they get into one of your bedrooms, you still have 1 more bedroom to defend from, so you can just peek down here and you know, retake control. And then you also got some nice windows you can use to also regain some control of your base. Coming up the bedrooms, we have our shooting floor. And the shooting floor isn't really anything special, it's just you get a little secluded space in here, and as you come out here you get some wide gaps. that work perfectly when you're gonna defend your base against online raids. And you also have another head glitch peak, or two, one on each side, so one over there and one up here. And these also come with an ankle biter that provides you with great access to defending your roof whenever there's an online raid, if someone's, you know, trying to blow through your roof. So let's go up to the roof. And also, this is also a great addition to the roof. This acts as a sort of whatever. I think it's airlock. So coming up to the roof, you can see there's quite an open roof. We have two ways to get up to the roof, through here and through there. And the roof is protected by 4 individual turrets, making it very, very difficult for raiders to raid from the roof, because they have to blow through 4 turrets, and that will cost lots of HV rockets. Now, the roof has quite a lot of features. First of all, we got wide gaps on the roof, which are, you know, provide very good defense, like I previously said. We also have 2 vending machines that you can load up with items and, you know, sell to other players. And these are also very, very protected with garage doors and turrets. And it's very, very open roof, which means that you can easily fit scrap helis and minis and attack helis and so on. And we also got nets that gives you access to 2 wind turbines. So, the start for this base is kind of simple. It looks like this. It's just a simple 1x1 with kind of an airlock, but it's made out of double doors. And what I recommend doing is coming out here. Actually doing this early, so that you can go and place your DC in the correct way, so that you don't later mess it up with this one. And that's simply the starter. So we'll just then expand it 1x1 with a triangle, like that, and then a square like that, door frame there with a door, and wall all of this in. Now we actually need to build up here. Here's where the jump up is going to be. So it will basically look like this. So you got a wall there, you got your expanded 2x1, then you build out 2 triangles. On the second one, you leave the roof, and you have your way out right there, and you can also have another way out right here. And you can just go ahead and add a door right there. Now, don't place a roof there, because that will mess up with how we're later going to expand this base. And that's the second part of this base. So for the next part, I'm gonna build up 3 triangles like this. I'm gonna put walls like that. Go ahead and expand it upwards. That, and then add a second door, just like that. Now it's gonna go mess up. And yeah, this is the second expansion of the base. You can make like a little bit of a way up to here. And yeah, let's get into how you keep on expanding this base. So in order to keep expanding, you will actually want to build your 2 entrances right away, which will be these sides. It will look like this. So you build them on each side of these squares, basically. You just build triangle, up. You make two triangles of wood. You can make it stone, but just for the build cost, I recommend keeping this wood. And I'll do on this. I wouldn't believe you have garage doors yet. If you do, you can go ahead and make these stone right here and make the frames. Just in order to up the raid cost through doors. And then you can just go ahead and place garage doors here already. But if you don't have garage doors yet, you just go ahead and build frames with doors, just like that. And then you can just go ahead and wall in the rest. And just roof it off. Just like that. Base. I would recommend that you go ahead and split the core. So build a wall right there in order to split up the core into two parts. And then in order to up the raid cost even more, I'd recommend you put doors on these two as well. Then you can actually go ahead, because I'm thinking that at this point you don't have that much space in your base. So therefore I recommend actually getting this down for now so that you can fit some boxes up these. And also, you know, close up your base just a little bit more, you know. Now before we actually start making the wide gaps, I would personally recommend that you add just some more doors up here, just in order to make it a little bit more expensive to raid from the top. Just like that. Now keep these walls so that the weak side is actually pointing, so that the strong side is inside of the doorway, since you don't want people to spill soft side into here. And yeah, we can actually start building the wide gaps now. Now you don't need this one anymore either. So for the wide gaps, we want to come to this side. You can see that the doors are on both sides, and you have the square right here, or well, this triangle pointing outwards like that. Go ahead and build out two squares and a triangle, and then build 3 triangles like that and 2 more like that. Go ahead and upgrade these, and you can go ahead and upgrade these as well, and then build out with that one with a regular square like that, and then go ahead and do that on the opposite side as well. Just like that. So while I was recording this, I actually forgot to clip in this part, but just go ahead and do what I do right here on the other side as well. The clip is a little bit slowed down so that you can actually go ahead and copy it better. Sorry for the inconveniences. Then do square, triangle, and remove the square. That, and then do this on this side as well. Now what that does is that it basically encloses your 2 wide gaps, or your 2 build outs, so that I go ahead and build one half wall towards the square, 2 regular walls, a window, build out with a triangle floor like that, 2 ramps. And go ahead and do that on the opposite side as well. Just like that. After you've done this, you can build a window and a frame. Go ahead and do that on the opposite side as well. After that, let's build a frame and a shop front. And then that window. And then just do that on the opposite side as well, connecting the entire wide gap to the other wide gap. And it should look like this. Now, in order for this to not decay, I would suggest actually building out and making an external TC right away. So I'm gonna show you exactly how you do that. So the trick is just to start off and choose which wide gap you want to connect. If you want to connect the left hand side, you put a triangle frame like that, and then on each the left side. After this, you build out with another frame. But here's where a little bit of a complicated part comes in, since you cannot build out like that and you cannot build out like that. You have to actually build a square out from the shop front, build a triangle, build a square, but this square gets in here, and then you build out 2 squares. You upgrade the third one, and you connect them together just like that. And then go ahead and just do that on the other side as well. Go ahead and build 2 triangles too, because this is where your gate is going to later be, and a frame as well, so we can connect it to the external TC. Now, connecting it to an external is quite simple. You just build out 4 triangles, square, and then here is where external is going to go out, so you build out like that and go and upgrade these 3. This one you can keep wood, just so you can later disconnect it. You want to build it just like that. And here, very, very important to build 2 half walls, because otherwise it won't be disconnectable. And you can just go ahead and build out just like this. Just connect it all. Just upgrade this to stone. Go ahead and make that on the other side, just so that this doesn't decay while you're building the rest of the base. And then also really important, don't forget to put your doors on these. You don't want enemies being able to get access to your external TCs. So for the next part of this base, you'll actually wanna roof this in. So the way you roof this in, so you can actually go ahead and add 2 low walls alongside this window. That's up by half a wall. Go ahead and do that. And go ahead and just follow whatever's on the floor alongside these ones and just build like this. Go and build frames here, pointing out, just like that, and then go and build your roofs, half walls to just enclose that part together, and then you can go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Now the next part is a little bit difficult. I actually want to build out with a square above the doors. And the reason why I say difficult is because these wide gaps aren't perfect, because I couldn't get them to become perfect without making it so that you can slide through here, which means that on these you will want to get siren lights and actually place them like this, so that no one can actually just come and slide through here, because that would be kind of terrible if they could, you know, get into your wide gaps. Kind of messed that up a little bit, but you know, just block it off however you want the siren lights here, so that they can't slide through. Then build out 2 triangles. One triangle here as well. So triangle, triangle. Just build with triangles coming off from the main base to your wide gaps in order to create these nice peak downs that we can later use when we build the rest of the base. Now at this point I'd also go ahead and add some frames to these ones. Just want to keep it around the same height as what the rest of your base will be. So make them too high, just like that. Now we can go on and move on with the bedrooms. So when you want to make your bedrooms, start off by walling off these triangles right here. Get a locker. I was having trouble finding a locker. And now the reason why I'm placing windows here is because if raiders go in here, they destroy locker. The locker will fall down there, and then they'll have to destroy this one to actually get the loot inside of the locker. Then wall it in. Cool thing that I was thinking about while I was editing, you don't have to wall it in exactly like I do. You can, if you want, have a window besides the entrance, besides the door, instead of a wall. But if you want to wall in completely, that's up to you. I'm using the exact same thing on the other side. Then go ahead and get your beds and put them just like this. And then go ahead and place these with garage doors. I'm guessing you should have garage doors at this point. And then you're ready to keep on expanding your bed. So coming up here to the roof. Just go ahead and make, you know, just a regular kind of entrance. But up here I actually want to have a floor triangle frame. This is where we're going to access to a roof, and on the roof we have triangle ladder hatches. Now if you have triangle ladder hatch BP, I recommend you just put them down right away. And you want to put them so that whenever you open them up, it creates an airlock, just like that. Now when at this point of building the base, I'd actually go ahead and add frames. Oh, it was the siren light. I got really scared there for a second. Okay, so if you're having trouble placing frames, it's gonna be because of the siren lights. You might have to pick them up and then replace them for whenever you want to actually build up with the frames. But now with the frames, you simply place them so that you come up from this one. And then you put them on the inside of the most outer layer of your wide gaps, if that makes sense. So whenever there's a gap, you put a frame there. Now don't put frames here yet, and then you just wanna, you know, extend these so that they're, you know, 2 frames up. Just like that. And for this one, simply just want to make it 1 frame up, since we're gonna have windows up there later. You can go ahead and build this one up 1 more frame as well. Don't put a frame here, because that will mess up with how we're gonna build later. And this should be end product when you've finished placing all your frames. It should look like this. Now coming up the roof again, you want to do window, window, and window, window, going out from your doorways. 3 frames like that. You can go ahead and do that. Now at this point I recommend upgrading your roof to metal, first thing you do. And before I actually continue with the base, I actually want to show you guys some base upgrades that you can go ahead and do. So first and foremost, you will obviously want to upgrade your cores to high quality metal. And you can upgrade this outside to metal. And then go on to your odd core. And you should upgrade this one to high quality metal. And it's outside metal. Then I'd recommend upgrading this entire floor to metal. Just like that. These as well. And make sure that everything on this floor is metal as well. Now if you want, you can make these metal, just because they might be soft-sidable. I don't think they are, but just in case, depends on the server too, make them metal. And coming up to the bedrooms, I'd recommend making this floor metal as well. You can make this metal too if you want. Make sure the roof is metal. And make this metal as well, these parts sticking out, because that leads straight into your locker. And that's the base upgrades that I would recommend for this base. So let's move on. Put windows on these, simple as that. Then with these garage doors instead. Have some garage doors here in order to just make it more safe. And now we can actually go ahead and build the roof, or the shooting floor, I mean. Now I actually accidentally made this a tad bit different than what this base is. Right here there should be, then the outrance should be here, but really this is just an upgrade, because this makes so that it's more doors to actually get down into your core itself. So you see this as an upgrade, and let's go on and make it the shooting floor. So when making the shooting floor, we want to build out with 2 squares like that. And then we want to build a triangle. And come over here. Oops. Oh my days. Build another triangle. And then another triangle. It looks like that. So square on the entrances, then triangle, 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 square, square, triangle, triangle, triangle. So coming out the entrance, you want to make 1 triangle like that on each side, actually sticking out of wide gaps themselves. And coming down here, want to make a half wall, 3 triangles, another half wall, and that triangle like that. What the fish is going on over there? And do that on the opposite side as well. So it looks like that. And going down here, you want to make window, window, half wall, floor, and just do that on both sides. Now the reason why the floors are actually metal is so that it becomes much more of a hassle to soft side upwards, because these are in fact soft sideable. If they get into here, they ladder up, then they can soft side these. So if these are stone, it would take them twice as less time basically. Now the next step is to do 3 half walls like that, 3 windows, roof, floor, and then just go ahead and repeat that on the other side before we continue. So it looks like that. Then you will kind of want to enclose this part, so put 2 frames like that. Put half walls, hard side out. Come up here, triangle just like that, and then half wall like that. So frame, half wall, and just build up, and then repeat that on the other side as well. So it looks like that. And go ahead and build one little small wall, just like that. Build out 2 triangles. This will give you these nice peaks. And then do that on the other side as well. Just like that. And then now you can just go ahead and window everything off. Like that. And on this space, or on this floor, you will have the same problem, which is that you can actually slide through here. So in order to fix that, you need to make siren lights, or you need to build siren lights. Just make them stick out like that, and do that on the other side as well. And then it should be much more difficult to actually get into your floor, or your shooting floor. And yeah, let's go up to the roof and I'll show you how to build the floors and the roof and everything. So coming up to the roof, I actually want to start off on these 3 triangles. And build triangles on these sides. These 2 squares, and go out to where you see these 2 squares right here. And connect 2 squares like that. These will overlap with this floor, but it will also create some really nasty peaks, so go ahead and do that over here too. Then off of these, just build out the triangles like that, and do that on the side as well, in order to complete the flooring for this part. Also, I'd recommend siren lights here as well, since you can slide down here. I'm gonna have 1 siren light right there, 1 siren light right there, and siren light right there, and 1 right there, so that people cannot jump in to your shooting floor from above. So now for the actual roof itself. You want to build 2 half walls like that. And this is where your vending machine will go later. And from these squares, I'm gonna build 1 roof triangle. Then you want to build up 1 window. Add an inverted roof triangle. And do that on this side as well. So it looks like this. Go ahead and make another triangle roof sticking out. Another window. And repeat that on the other side as well. And to finish the roof off, well, it's finished, but you know, add 2 frames like that where the wind turbines will ever go. Go ahead and build these so that they're 3 frames high. And up here, go ahead and add your wind turbine, and then repeat that on this side as well. Just like that. Then go ahead and add window metal bars things, vertical embrasures on all of your windows. Put in your 2 vending machines. And now let me show you where we're gonna put the turrets. So you wanna have 1 turret right there, 1 turret right there, and 1 in each of these little gaps, like that. So you have 4 turrets protecting your base, or your roof, sorry. And also, in your shell, put 1 turret right there, and 1 turret on the opposite side. Then you want to have prison or chain link fence gates, like that. It will make it more annoying for raiders to go through shell, and these will also allow the turrets to shoot through them. Now I don't have a special, you know, place to put down the batteries in this base, but you know, you have quite a lot of space to work with when you want to choose where to have your batteries. Or another thing you could do, if you want to keep your batteries even more protected, is that you can actually go ahead and place them besides the beds and then have the lockers be here instead. I think that would be my biggest recommendation for where you should put your batteries later. Now another thing I definitely recommend doing, if you can, is adding barricades, metal barricades, alongside here, just in order to, you know, protect your base a little better. Just go ahead and do that like all the way around. If it doesn't place, you can go ahead and actually use to help out, and you just place those around there. And if you can't fit them here, go ahead, but it can mess up with the peak downs that you get. So now let's do the gates and the outer gate turrets. Start off by just making windows like this, and just, you know, basically enclosing your gate. Windows should point outwards and embrasures inwards. I'll do that on this one as well. Just like that. Once you've made your gatehouses, go ahead and build up 3 half walls. Just like that. And do this on this side as well. And then place turrets inside of these ones. Don't forget to build metal barricades here, and do that on the other one as well. Now the reason why you need to do that is because you're going to build high external walls all around this and connecting to that. And if you don't have these, then they can use ladder over here and get to your compound quite easily. And then as a last touch of protection for this base, you want to place turrets. They will want to chain link off that connects to the windmill part of the base, and do that on the other side as well. I recommend doing prison so we get wall on these sides and then the door on that side. And that's really it for this base. Go ahead and make the interior how you like. I recommend keeping bedrooms here, batteries in there. You can fit boxes here, box here. Yeah, don't forget to wall it in as well. And thank you for watching this video, and thank you for building this base.